Okay, well, we got a video, and it is from Montoya, and it's titled just Scorpius Antares Drama. It's a good title. It's a clicky title. But I don't know if it's drama. I think it's just classic CIG. So just right off the bat, just thinking this is just classic CIG. So nothing new here. Let's see what Montoya has to say about the Scorpius Antares.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I am Montoya. We're going to discuss this ship right here, which is a Scorpius Antares, a variant of the Scorpius. They removed the turret on top and replaced it with the EMP and quantum jammer. And before I even took a look at what the community was saying about it, I had some of my own ideas, and I want to see how different my opinions are from what else is out there. And we're going to start.
They're usually very different. Because Montoya doesn't play that much.
Off with this video here, which is by Board Gamer, and this is where the drama begins. Oh, there's so much drama.
Yo, Montoya doing reacts. Let's go.
So much drama. And the drama begins with this, is that only certain individuals got to try out the ship in the PTU. Some people freaking out about that. It's a streamer privilege. Only some big streamers got access, others did not. It might not be important to you, but if you are...
Only big streamers do not get access to these ships. Just so you guys know. Okay? I don't know how much I can give the details, but even streamers with like very few viewers get access to things like this.
A small content creator or a small-time streamer and you want to get an audience, getting one of these ships in your hangar first gets everyone going to your channel, and obviously it's a big boost for you. Now, I don't
except this ship, nobody cares.
Stream live, so I'm not on that list of people, which is fine. But for people who are actively streaming and trying to build an audience, getting some access from CIG is a big boost to your channel. More people watching your channel means more donations. More donations makes you very happy. So the fact that some streamers got it, other streamers did not, is not sitting well with a lot of people. But at the same time,
I would love to hear the people who complain about these things, because my question would be, did you ask to be a part of their program? Did you ask to be a part of their content creator program? Did you make yourself known with the community managers? Have you done any networking? Have you tried anything? Right? That is most likely your problem, not the fact that some big streamer got to use the Antares and nobody else did.
Look at it this way. CIG wants to advertise their new ship. They want people to buy the new ship. Now, they can spend a couple hundred hours making their own footage, creating some excitement around it, or they can simply give out some ships for people to try. They aren't gifting this to Board Gamer here, this is his channel. They are letting people try it out in the PTU, and it goes away after a while. They don't get to keep it. So as far as advertising a new ship goes, I can't argue with that rationale. What CIG is doing is perfectly fine. You give it to the biggest streamers, they have the biggest audiences, and the biggest audiences gets them.
Like, again, I have to really make this clear. That is not what happens. So whoever is complaining that maybe just started streaming that is in test or something and hasn't done anything of value to the game yet, or hasn't done any of the networking work that needs to be done and is just crying on the internet about why they don't have something and somebody else does, is the reason why you may not have a lot of viewers, right? Or something like that. And calling yourself a small streamer and having that energy, it doesn't matter how many viewers you have. Like as somebody who's, I think, had some success in the Star Citizen directory, both on YouTube and on Twitch, is you can't come into it calling yourself a small streamer. You can't come into it complaining about why somebody else has something and you don't. You can't come into it with any entitlement, feeling like you deserve something because you play the game XYZ amount of times. You only deserve something when you ask for it. Like, that's sort of how these things work. The big streamers don't have to ask for it. They came to them, right? I don't even want to say us, because will never define myself as a big streamer for many years, probably. They come to you when you're big. But if you're small, you can absolutely make your presence known with the community managers, with the Twitch, with the Twitter community manager like Galactica, right? Like you could do all these things, is make your presence known, and I guarantee you, somebody who has significantly less viewers than me on Twitch gets the Antares as well. Like, come on. You just got to do the legwork a little bit. And this is meant to be motivational. This isn't meant to put you down. Don't have the energy of a small streamer if you want the things that the big streamers get. It's pretty simple.
Most eyes on the new ship that you want to sell. It makes sense financially from that point of view. Now, is it fair is another question. And obviously, a lot of smaller streamers and smaller content creators will.
And I'll tell you this. Without breaking any NDAs, I don't think, there's some really big streamers that don't get these because of the way they've acted and how their presence has been known. So keep that in mind too.
Will not be happy about it. So my opinion on the ship itself now, let's talk about that. They want a heavy fighter, and they want the heavy fighter to have an EMP and a quantum jammer. I think it's fine. I spoke about this in the previous video. I said as long as it's not controlled
Grumpy,
by
I don't
one
know about
pilot,
Grumpy.
we'll make it OP. If there's two people, then it kind of balances out. But you also have the question now, if you have two pilots,
I wasn't referring to him.
wouldn't it be better for one pilot to take out a Mantis and another pilot to be in a light fighter, or another pilot to be in a fully armed Scorpius with a turret, to actually have a better DPS and ability to get targets? That is something you have to weigh out in your group, in your org, if it works out better for you. I think it makes more logistical sense in my head to have two pilots in separate ships rather than two pilots in one ship. But if manpower is not...
I mean, the DPS, I'm not sure about the DPS level of a Mantis versus 3 or 4 size 3 guns, right? But
an issue, if there's lots of people around and you want to have two people in the ship, it makes sense then. So as far as balance goes, I agree with what they've done here, requiring two people. You see Board Gaming is in the co-pilot seat. The basic
he's not even really reacting to Board's video. He's got it muted.
just control the EMP and quantum jammer. That is it.
Okay, I think I understand what's going on here then. Montoya didn't get the ship, which I find to be weird. And he's using Board's video, so he has background of the actual Antares and how it works. That would be odd to me, because he is a very much a Star Citizen content creator, and it's not that he's not big enough. But again, I think I would be breaking an NDA if I explained why I think he didn't get it. And anything you guys type in chat will be wrong. Because you don't know what's going on in the background of these things. I don't think it has anything to do with space bucks or anything like that. No. You don't understand, actually.
It's fair,
so, yeah.
balance-wise, in my opinion. So with that said, let's go see what the opinions are from everyone else on this ship. And I saved my reaction. I didn't click on any of these yet.
With being completely wrong, NK Sharp is the closest.
I want to read
to what
them with
happened,
you to get the live reaction on this, starting with the top one here. The Scorpius Antares is an insulting addition to the ship lineup. I can't wait. Let's go and let's see what that is all about. The co-pilot operates EMP, and that's it. Yes, that's a one-button job. Yes.
PC, tell Pete to reference me if he needs it.
Again, if there was one pilot controlling the weapons and the MP and the jammer, that will make this a deadly ship. It'll be, imagine two pilots, each of them in one of these ships. It's deadly. The way to balance that out is either reduce the DPS or...
This to me seems to be a mischaracterization of the argument in general. People are complaining about the content creators as a whole getting early access to the ship, thus further widening the average player, including the players with that. Okay, but that argument's so silly because we don't get the ship. We just get it early. We don't get to keep it. We get it taken away. I think it's the best balance of using us as free advertisement as they have for many years, while we gain something for it. right? So that's my argument against that argument, is they're using us more than we're gaining an advantage, in my opinion. And that's really it. And it's up to you whether you want to be used or not.
Required to have two people. For a lot of groups out there, two people won't be a problem, but it's too much power in one ship, especially since it's a heavy fighter, in my opinion. So I agree with that. I don't think that's an insult. I think that's the way they're going about balancing it. So the rest of the thread, let's take a look here. The QED dampener being tied to the pilot makes sense, but the dampener really doesn't need a key binding if you place the interaction point elsewhere. All right. The co-pilot position is completely unnecessary. It should be removed. Okay. Give the pilot control.
Yeah, it's almost like they put the seat there to be like, wow, this ship is really overpowered. You need two people.
Well, no. If they give the pilot control over everything, that ship is then OP. It's too much power under one ship.
Yeah.
Now, the Hawk, being a smaller ship, is fine. The Mantis doesn't have the DPS. It's fine. The Scorpius, having the DPS.
But like Montoya, the difference between the Hawk and the Mantis is this is a Hawk and a Mantis put together with a Scorpius level DPS. It's insane.
PS, the shields, the armor, and EMP, and the quantum.
How long can the influencer use the free early access ship for? If I'm not mistaken, it's a month. I think it's about a month, and it just gets pulled. And you can ask to hold on to it for a little bit longer if you need it for a video or something like that, and then they just yank it.
That's a lot. That's a lot of offensive weaponry for a single player to have in a rather fast, nimble ship. So I do not agree with that. And what are the reactions? Baby bottle, face palms. Lots of people agreeing, though. Okay, so
to baby bottle, like this is. I hate Spectrum so much because this is like legitimate feedback on a ship that is just genuinely rushed, bad design, no design. Like it was just, oh, you need something here, you know. It's just terrible. And the fact that like he took the time out to do this and you like baby bottle him and stuff.
Let's go on to the second thread and see what they say there. Here we go. Scorpius Antares YouTube privilege strikes again. Let's see the complaints. Well, I think I covered that in the first minute of this video, but let's see. So CIG is set to release a newest variant for Scorpius launch. These are eager to learn, blah, blah. YouTubers with access to the unreleased ship.
Yeah, this is who he's referencing to. Okay, let's see.
Yep. So as long-time PTU tester, I check my hangar at PTU and find I don't have one. Okay, I can understand disappointment.
This isn't even a content creator.
And
how does this get 6 baby bottles and the other one got like 30?
Yes, I mean, you could be in PTU every single day. You could possibly be in Evocati and still not get. Actually, Evocati probably got access. Did they? Actually, I don't hear anything about that. I don't think they did. But again, it's not about rewarding you for the time you put into PTU. This is more about marketing the ship itself. And the best way to go about marketing the ship is give it to people, high-profile individuals that have lots of media out there, that have the
high-profile individuals
pull, because they're the ones who'll be streaming it, and they're the ones who are going to get the people watching it, and that's what CIG wants. Now, can CIG simply give it out to everyone? Yes.
Yeah, they could.
I don't see why they can't do that. Anyone who's been involved in PTU, even if you're just going to PTU today, get the ship flat, test it out. Why not? I don't see why they need to do that. So, good point there by myself. Going on, after some digging, I found only special people get access to PTU. These aren't the people who've been testing for hours in PTU, submitting bugs, etc. So,
these aren't the people who've been testing for hours on hours in the PTU, submitting bugs and going through it. Oh, really? Really? You're just gonna go make that assumption there? Good one. Cause you know, I haven't done that. None of the other streamers do that ever, right? No way. I didn't see Captain Burks do that. I didn't see a video from Detox about the invisible characters and really putting together some really good feedback to try to help get that fixed before 3.18 went live.
Earthfav Space
Spend less time on Spectrum.
His problem is he's put in the hours. He's put in the time to go into PTU to test. He's filing reports, I'm guessing, and he
Yeah, and the content creators put in the time and the hours to have an audience that is worth marketing to. So get out of here, man.
It was not rewarded with early access to the ship.
I think they should give it to everyone on the PTU as well.
But at the same time...
So, like, just so you know, like, that's the... Like, I don't care whether I get these things or not. I really don't. It's nice to have, like, the giveaways for it sometimes. But the entitlement of Star Citizen backers that they deserve literally everything, and they manufacture the reason why, is so funny to me. Like, this whole thing is hilarious, and that's it. I am fully in agreement that, like, hey, just give it to everybody. It's the PTU. Who cares? Let people try it out, see if they want to buy it, and then take it out of their hands as well. And then you get that opportunity. I mean, that is like that is some serious FOMO stuff, right? Because if it's a really good ship and you like it, unlike the Antares, I don't think anybody's going to like it. Then you might want to buy it, right?
CIG just wants to get the word out about it.
Dude.
But is there any reason why everyone in the PTU does not get to try the ship out? I don't see why not. People don't like that there's favoritism going on. I understand why, but again, why not just let everyone test it out? Might as well. I think they've done in the past where new ships are simply tossed to PTU, everyone could try it out. CIG should consider that. The
thing is this guy feels like that because he's tested hours, he deserves it. He's not saying everyone should have it. He's saying he should have it.
See what the big deal about that would be. Next good one here. Scorpius is the Antares is possibly worse idea than the Cuddy Steel. Okay. Yeah.
The difference is the Cuddy Steel was a good idea. And this was power creep. Like, I don't think the Cuddy Steel was actually power creep. Like, having a ship that's like anti-personnel is like a decent idea. Taking two ships like the Mantis, or three ships, the Mantis, the Mantis, the Hawk, and the Scorpius, and putting them together into one, saying, you know, let's invalidate any of those ships, buy this, which will likely be more expensive, makes no sense, right? Where the Cuddy Steel was kind of its own weird thing.
Yeah. If you weren't around, the Cutlass Steel was basically a dropship, but there's every single other dropship which does a better job, also overpriced what it was. Yeah. I'm not sure what Sergio was thinking. Basically, it said, we have a Cutlass already. What easy variant can we make? And the easy variant was, let's just toss in some drop seats, some extra guns on the sides, and call it the Cutlass Steel. Off we go. I know a few people absolutely love it. They love the concept, they love the idea, and they fly it all the time. But compared to existing dropships, not really the best, and you know, it's not for everyone. The other thing to consider here is that not every single ship is going to be a home run. Some ships will just be meh, some ships will just be terrible, but then there's other ships like the Spirit, I think, are absolute home run. Everyone loves it. It's going to be great. So not every ship is going to be the best. Not every ship is going to be a hot seller. There will be variants coming along, much like the Antares, where people will be like, take it or leave it. I don't really care.
It might be.
That's what it is. So let's read what Zulu Foxtrot has to say here. So the Scorpius that just came out, some streamers are flying it. Let's discuss the role of the co-pilot. Okay, so complaining about that. Terrible design, bad multi-crew. Wow, people are really hating this.
It's terrible.
It's ridiculous. The ship is further away from the Pulsar community. Cut the seal money grab bars. All right. Gauging the pulse of the community. CIG knows what the community wants. CIG knows everyone loves the exploration. They know they love the combat ships. But they also want some variety in there. And as I said in the beginning of this bit right now, not every ship is going to be a home run. Some ships are just variants because they just want some flavor in there.
That's fine if you're not selling them and you're not basically power creeping. You know, like, sure, not every ship's going to be a home run. This is disrespectful.
Even if this does not sell. Now, I was considering maybe upgrading my existing Scorpius into this ship, but honestly, I'm not sold on it. You know, I'd like to say I'm 60-40, 60 against, 40 for it. Maybe.
Yeah, why don't you try it once and you'll be 95 against?
Eventually, I'll have the F-8 Lightning as the heavy fighter in my fleet. Do I need the Scorpius as another heavy fighter? Probably not. Maybe that's where it fits in. Because I have a heavy fighter, I just want something else that I can possibly use with a co-pilot. Maybe. But for me, it's not an instant buy. Maybe.
Yeah, the real margin in Twitch chat, it's disingenuous not to admit that CIG put minimal effort in the Antares. Lack of a dedicated UI where you can even see the devices are charged is absolutely fucking lazy. And it is.
It's something I'll consider down the line. And again, you don't have to expect every single ship. Just
guys, like, I had devs here. There's one here in chat right now that said yesterday your stream with Morph was definitely an eye-opener. Other developers were like, what the heck is going on with this thing? Right? Like, that was the chat from them yesterday. I largely ignored it, but it's hard to ignore.
To be the home run, the big hit, everything's going to be popular. It's not going to happen. So that sounds epiphany. So this is the reason why they put a pin on the Banu Merchantman. Now, look, the team working on the Banu Merchantman are working on it right now.
Nobody's working on the Banu Merchantman. What?
A variant of this ship did not take them 300 hours.
The team that was working on the Banu Merchantman left. So they put a pin in it. Remember that?
Surprised if it was more than 10, 15 hours. In fact, I think this variant was planned right from the very beginning, and they had everything ready to go on it right away. Not very difficult to make, so no, I don't think they put other development ships on hold.
It's not very difficult to make when you don't make it. They didn't even make it, Montoya. They didn't even make it. They didn't even make it.
I think it's really an easy thing to do. Is it a money grab?
The blind defense sometimes is the thing that I struggle with Star Citizen content creators, Spectrum, things like this. There's the need, like it. I don't think he's doing it on purpose, but they didn't even make the ship. You cannot even use the ship properly.
Everything is a money grab in Star Citizen. They need to raise money, and this is how they do it, by selling concept ships. No one is forced to buy it. No one is forcing you to buy it. But like the Cutlass Steel, there are fans. There are people I know who love the Cutlass Steel, and I suspect there'll be people who absolutely love this ship too. So if you do like this ship, don't get me wrong, love it all you like, it's fine. And don't listen to what people are saying. Everyone has their own opinion, and that's perfectly fine. And I think we'll find this is the common theme in this release here, is people saying why we don't need this. But yet, you know what? There'll be people who love it. And one last one just to wrap it up. Antares multi-crew is dumb and shows CIG doesn't understand practical EMP. Interesting. Let's see what you got.
Oh, Magma Hindenburg. So he's another pirate. EMP is really isn't even practical right now, right?
Got Magma. Operating EMP is a skill, and a skill requires the pilot. Not wrong. Not wrong. But that's what communication is going to be important. The pilot needs to call out exactly
when to hit the button. No, you don't, Montoya. No, you don't. Because you can see it on the screen, because you can lock onto the target. All right, so this is a situation where maybe I have an advantage here because I got to try the ship. Pilot flies the ship. You lock onto the target. You can see the exact distance. But guess what? Maybe Montoya is a little bit right here. Because what I can't see, well, I sort of can see. You could 50-50 see, are the shields down? So all the communication I will have to have is, yeah, the shields are down. All right, press the button. It is a lazy ship. It is not a fun ship. It is poor multi-crew. And it's a bad implementation. And there is nothing wrong with the Star Citizen community saying, CIG, do better.
Especially if there's two moving targets, the pilot is moving, the target is moving. The pilot needs to be calling it out and saying, get ready on that EMP in 3, 2, 1, and hit it. So communication is going to be the important skill in that. Let's go on. To shut down a target with the EMP, pilot needs to do the following: shred the shields, get in the right position, and fire the EMP with the correct timing. Yeah,
it's not how
easy.
EMP works.
So,
currently.
Very correct here. Magma Hindenburg. Love the name. You are correct. It's going to take a lot of coordination between the pilot and the co-pilot. And good points here because, again, I think my strategy of having a Mantis and a light fighter might be better. So look, if this is really very, very bad for the Antares, then it just won't sell. Simple as that. I don't think CIG spent a lot of time making the ship. I think it was pretty much easy to pull together.
Shouldn't the EMP get rid of shields? Not as effectively as weapons do. The EMP's job is to shut a ship down. The gameplay around EMP is you need to take the shields down in order for the EMP to be effective. You want to take shields down? Use weapons.
And as we end off, let's just take a look at some beautiful images here by Board Gamer. It looks sleek. I like the look. I love the look of this X-Wing type fighter. I think it looks...
It does look good without the turret on the top. I'm not going to lie. It looks really good.
Sweet. And with the turret removed, it looks even more smooth and streamlined. But again, as far as functionality goes, again, a co-pilot in there will take a lot of coordination and it will be tough. Yeah, I think Board Game fires up.
It won't.
The EMP, is he?
It doesn't.
Yeah, he's charging up the quantum dampener. And let's take a look at it firing off the EMP. Here it comes.
I'm liking the effect. I'm liking the fact there's another quantum jammer in game. Now, if I right click, does that do the EMP? Yeah, so right click is EMP, left click is quantum jammer.
That's it.
We could do them both. Just do a load of disable. It's such a... Oh, that's so weird. Just being able to do both in a ship. I suppose it's just that we haven't been able to do it in a ship. Both.
And that's it. So, functionality-wise, yeah.
Yeah, let's ignore the fact that he just destroyed all of his components, right?
A heavy fighter with these features
Another
is pretty
problem
deadly.
with it.
Communication will be important. Balancing it out by having a co-pilot is necessary, in my opinion. Not for me, but I know a lot of people will probably like this. Give me your opinion below. Let me know what you think. Are you buying this? Will you upgrade this? Now, keep in mind my argument. I said the F8 Lightning is most likely my go-to heavy fighter when that's in. Do I need a Scorpius and F8? Probably not.
This isn't a heavy fighter, though. This is a support ship that also can act as a heavy fighter, which is insane. It's power creep.
So maybe I upgrade my Scorpius into the Antares for that reason alone. Give me your thought process on that. Let me know. Post below, always appreciated. Thumbs up if you like my content. I'll catch you in the next one.
All right. Well, thank you, Montoya. It's that was a tough one for me, for you. I think we do share some similar opinions on some things, but I think the majority of stuff that was shared there, which wasn't necessarily from him, I hard disagree, and I want to make sure that I'm not putting Montoya down for not having it. I believe he could have had it, and that's the most I think I can say comfortably. I think he just missed out by accident. So the idea of this ship, I think, is really problematic just from a design standpoint in the first place, based off of all the other ships that we have in game. And then on top of that, the implementation was even bad. And that is just a perfect moment for us to, in a lot of the Star Citizen community at this moment saying, hey, CIG, do a little bit better. That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. You could do better than that. Please do better than that. And that's where we're at. That's where I'm at with that. CIG, do better. And you can. I know you can.